Welcome to Design & Style, a podcast dedicated to helping you attract new leads, own your influence, and develop your inner visibility warrior through our proven tools, techniques, and mindset strategies. I am Dixie Willard, interior designer and owner of Designing Dixie, a brand journalism media outlet. And with me, as always, is my beautiful, effervescent co-host,
Rachel Moriarty, a leading home style expert, best-selling author, speaker, brand ambassador, and product designer for Elegant Mosaics.
On today's episode, we have Sam and Dave Cohen of Elegant Mosaics. The Cohen brothers have been distributing natural stone nationwide since 2008. David Cohen founded Rock Bottom Tile and Stone as one of the first nationwide online suppliers of natural stone tile and pavers. That same year, Sam graduated from Oregon State University and joined Rock Bottom directly out of college. Since then, the pair have provided material for projects in all 50 states. Sam and Dave launched Elegant Mosaics as a new brand in 2018. Elegant Mosaics provides handcrafted mosaics which are put together with care at their manufacturing facility in Arizona. The Cohen brothers are immensely grateful for every day they get to spend together and for every moment they get to continue doing what they are passionate about professionally. These two are brothers in business.
Hi, boys.
Hello.
Good
Welcome.
to see you both.
Thank you. Honored
Great
to be
to
on.
hang out with you virtually again.
If we can't hang out in person, then we might as well get in little boxes on a computer and hang out together.
Have a quad box party.
I know. We can mime.
It's the squad, hashtag squad quad.
Ooh, the quad squad.
Hello.
What do the kids do? Hashtag, right?
Hashtag
I just
all the
learned
cool
that.
kids. All the cool kids. We'll see if we can find some cool kids to verify that.
Right, we might need to check.
Not us.
some.
We need clarification. So tell us about your business, you guys. How you got started and what your product is.
So we're obviously brothers. I'm Dave.
Obviously,
Sam,
people
Sam
listening
below
on
me.
iTunes.
Yes, true. So we actually started business in 2008. Sam was actually finishing his senior year of college at Oregon State University. I was doing medical sales for medical companies selling IV pumps and IV drugs. And put our first business together, which was Rock Bottom Tile and Stone. We really saw a need back then for connecting with customers around the country, more rural customers that are not near major tile areas. They can't go down to their tile mile in their area or anything like that. So in 2008, we launched Rock Bottom Tile and Stone, which we still operate. We really have amazing travertine tile, marble, limestone, pavers, and we've shipped to every state in the country. So we deliver direct to people's homes. Do a really good job with it. Sam came on with us right after he graduated from college, so he went through a very short interview process. We did some minor vetting, and
there may have been some nepotism involved, but I was bringing a microbiology degree to the table, which obviously,
plus he was also valedictorian from high school, so he'd been working on it.
Wow, Sam.
Yeah, I know.
Let's just take a moment.
Let me live on my my accomplishments from 2004 for a minute.
Rest on those laurels, why don't you?
I won a City League basketball championship like 8 years ago. I still tell people about it now.
So we started Rock Bottom Tile and Stone, connecting with customers, and really just trying to provide amazing material, the best pricing we can, and really, really good customer service, making it a positive experience and making it easy. And throughout the process, somehow we became professionals at selling material to people in other states. In my mind, really one of the hardest things to sell, which is natural stone. Every piece is different. So not the easiest thing to do, but we've become really, really good at it. And that's how we take care of our customers on Rock Bottom Tile and Stone. Obviously we're here as Elegant Mosaics. We've been working on Elegant Mosaics for about 2 years. Definitely a process where we've gotten our manufacturing in place in Arizona. So as many of you might know or are going to know now, we handcraft mosaics in Phoenix, Arizona. Really amazing products. We handcraft them specifically for your project and order. But we worked on this for about 2 years, and we really launched the website in January, and now we're just trying to go on a tirade of, we're Elegant Mosaics! So,
some guerrilla marketing, some guerrilla style.
we're doing our best, and we're learning a lot, and we're working on the visibility of not just Elegant Mosaics, but of Sam and I as part of the brand, because that is who we are.
I love that you guys always use in your intros that you're brothers in business, and that's one of your hashtags too. Pound it out. He's
Sam's totally leaving me hanging.
I know.
I actually don't see Dave's box. I pared it down, so I don't have Dave. That's why. I'm really sorry. Let me.
He's like,
I'm so offended.
I'd rather look at Dixie and Rachel. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, no offense. I see Dave every day. I mean,
right.
I don't need to see him on a computer screen.
Can't blame you. No, I love that. I love that you guys have made a huge splash. Not only have you made a huge splash, I'm hearing all over the interwebs people saying what a huge splash you've made. You guys have great energy. You have a big presence, physical and
literally.
Otherwise.
And what they mean by that is I'm 6'6" and Sam is 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
13 feet of Cohen brothers.
That's a whole lot of Cohen.
It is.
Yeah.
Our other brother, 6'3" as well. But, I think for us, we found that when we were able to make that personal connection with people, the more intimate, the more personal that process was, the more successful we were, the happier they were with our services, and we were able to service their project better. So we knew that it needed to be less of an impersonal process. The internet it cannot be a personal place sometimes. A lot of it can be automated. You can fill out forms on websites. You can email. You can get automated responses. And that's not what we're about. So we said, how do we make that connection with more people without having to do it one at a time? And the answer was, to tell our story and put ourselves out there and try and be visible and challenge ourselves to make that connection with people so that they could see what we had going on.
As you guys know too, kind of part of our story with that right now, and a lot of the fun we're having currently is we got in touch with Joseph Hecker from Design Talk Live, and he discussed an opportunity to sponsor his show, which is really a new platform, which you guys are aware of. It was new to us, but it only took a little bit in talking with Joe to figure out that sponsoring Design Talk Live was a really good fit for us. And not only did we get sponsorship out of that, which is amazing visibility and a lot of fun, but we've also kind of been connected with a lot of people in the design community through it, including the two of you. Mm-hmm. So that's been fantastic, and that's really pushed us again with the visibility and seeing how people are using Facebook Live and the podcasts. And look, everyone can create a platform. You just got to kind of step over that line to do it.
And you two haven't done, until you came into our extended realm, when you include Joseph in it, you hadn't done live video, right?
No, we'd never done live video before.
Not intentionally.
We actually we did our first real live video a couple weeks ago, right before HD Expo, actually just about a week and a half ago, where we got on with Garrison Hollinger, who is a fantastic designer, has an amazing design firm here in Portland. So for our very first real Facebook Live where we had guests come on, we went on for a little over 40 minutes. And we ran into the technical difficulties of Facebook Live and everything like that, and we just kept on rolling.
You guys are so natural. You guys have that, you just have a natural presence about you. So I'm so happy that whatever the block was, that you guys, maybe it was just hanging out with us.
I think it was us inviting Sam on.
Right.
I know we got Sam on, which is great. we were talking about how funny it is. You were saying, the internet can be very impersonal, but at the same time, it can be a tool to
Yep.
share your personal story. And you guys were on. Well, we had started hearing about you when there was a contest. Doing mood boards, and you were. What were you giving away? A room to High Point Market or to?
Yeah, that was our Elegant Mosaics and Design Talk Live Airbnb contest, where we rented a large house in High Point right there, and we had the mood board contest for designers to enter and get a free place to stay and transportation and everything like that in at High Point, and we got a really, really great response. So
that's how you came on to my radar anyway. Everybody was doing these beautiful mood boards and posting them and tagging you. And I even went in, even though I had a place, I obviously had a place to stay, but I was like, oh, I want to play, kind of got in there a little bit on the action. And then you guys had a moment where you actually did an interview with Joseph. And I remember that I was just getting ready, and every time Joseph does a live, I kind of, air it. And you went on and you shared a personal story that happened in your showroom, which I don't know if you want to go into that really quickly. I thought it was cool that we always tell people that, it's not about just selling, it's about telling your story and your why. And that was really what connected us. I remember watching you. I remember it stopping me. I remember I started paying attention from that moment on, and I started engaging with you. And that wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't. And that's a personal story you can connect to. And it's, it's funny that when we were on with Joseph, I think he was having some technical difficulties adding other guests. And we ended up being on with him for the whole length of that show, 50 minutes or whatever the case was. I was on with you guys later that day because you were talking about it on your show. I was in the comments. You asked if I could hop on, and came in sideways, and we have that memory now. But I'll let Dave tell what you're referencing here, and kind of go from there.
So we're honestly really blessed to be working with each other for a lot of different reasons. Just being able to spend time together as brothers and work on growing a family business. But 3 years ago in our showroom, it was actually Friday the 13th.
Day before Valentine's Day.
Yep, February 13th. And I'd just gotten back to the office and was sitting there talking with Sam. And I've had some heart issues since I was 21. When I was 21, I had my heart stopped for the first time in a hospital. And as Rachel knows, I've got an ICD defibrillator pacemaker to kind of assist me with my heart rhythm staying where it needs to be. But that afternoon, I happened to go into cardiac arrest. And my device didn't stop me from going to the cardiac arrest, so my heart actually stopped right in front of Sam. I think my last words to him were something like, "This is going to hurt," because I knew that my defibrillator was going to kick in and shock me. And at that point, I kind of got knocked out. But amazingly, I was there with Sam. And he did what he needed to do and jumped into action and, called 911, started CPR. And I'll kind of let Sam talk about some of that stuff.
Well, I was actually sitting in this very chair when it happened. Dave was in the doorway here, and I knew something was wrong. He's saying he wasn't feeling well. He went down to sit at his desk in his office, and his defibrillator started going off, which is really scary. And that's supposed to shock his heart beat back into the normal rhythm, and it obviously wasn't doing that, and it was trying. He had a new defibrillator that was under his arm that wasn't in his chest anymore, and it wasn't getting the job done. So what do? You have to do something. You have to act. Jess, my wife, was pregnant at the time, and we had just been taking infant CPR classes. The basics are the same. It's universal, and we were able to lay Dave down on the floor and call 911 and start doing the CPR, just like they teach you to the staying alive beat. And it felt like forever, but it was, of course, really scary. I remember Dave going kind of blue in the face. And Dave doesn't like to hear about it. But, you know, the first responders got here, they scissored off the clothes, started using their defibrillators, the paddles. He left the showroom, didn't have a pulse. And it was really kind of a surreal moment because there's all this action, all this chaos, and then all of a sudden everyone's gone just like that. And I'm here by myself and the ambulance is gone. It's just kind of, you kind of look around and you go, what now? So I didn't know what was going to happen. We followed to the hospital, and fortunately Dave's heart started again about a half hour later. They showed us, you know, the EKG charts, and I think his defibrillator went off 17 times, something like that. I don't know how many times in total he ended up getting shocked between the paddles and his own device, but you know, very fortunate and grateful and blessed that I think that's what really pushes us to do a lot of this exposure and visibility too, is I don't feel like we have anything to hold back. You know, we have a second chance here and an opportunity to really try and make the most of it. And we're not going to fumble that away because we're not willing to push ourselves out of our comfort zones or do whatever it takes to be visible. And, you know, at the end of the day, we want to help people with their projects and continue working together. And to do that, we have to be successful. So.
I can't even talk.
Well, okay, in case anybody is concerned, Dave's heart is still beating. He is not currently a zombie, so we can rest assured he is,
right. He's here. He's just
in
quiet.
A functioning capacity.
Yes.
It's funny that you say that because for me, it wasn't quite as dramatic. But with my allergies, when we discovered how bad they are, and I had my first really, really bad reaction, luckily I was in a doctor's office, so I didn't have to call anybody, but it changes your perspective on things a little bit. And I think really all scary. 4 of us can say that something like that changes everything, the way you think about everything. So,
yeah.
Where, you know, with my heart too, it's, you know, it's kind of an electrical issue. So where it can just start beating into a dangerous rhythm, really whenever it kind of feels like it. So for me, every day is really special. You know, because it's something that could happen to me anytime, but you can't think about that. You just gotta have fun. I go kind of by the motto, if I don't like it, I don't do it. So, you know.
Well, what I've always said about you guys is you guys really do some massive action. And so that's what I honestly just really respect about you. Just watching you in the short time I've known you, I think it's not even been maybe a month.
That's crazy.
I don't think I've known them a month yet.
Well, by the time this comes out, it'll be longer, but that's crazy.
I feel like they're family. So we met. So it was crazy because I have a pacemaker as well. I've had sudden cardiac and respiratory arrest as well. So that's how Dave and I connected. And he actually added me in a group. There's a Facebook group online. And so we started talking privately. So we've talked a little bit more than you know, the normal. Then we met in High Point, and it was like we were like family for 4 days.
Yep.
Sam was able to come out because the winners of your contest weren't able to come, which was that was even bigger blessing to meet you. And I know it was tough. It was your first time away from the family, but it was like we were all family for 4 days, and it was really, really, really special hanging out with you guys.
Hashtag all the shenanigans, right?
Hashtag all the roles, all the shenanigans. But then that led to an even deeper collaboration, which we are going to announce on this podcast, which is I am doing my first product licensing with Elegant Mosaics, and I'm so excited.
We're so excited. After getting to know you and just kind of seeing your style, your personality, just thought it was really a perfect fit. You know, we love the color aspect, and we know you're going to bring some really, really awesome designs to Elegant Mosaics.
Thank you. And the other part is Dixie and I started this platform. We always started it as a platform. We never wanted it to just be a podcast. We wanted to create legacy. We wanted to help people. We wanted to build a community. And we wanted to include service. Service was always a big, we said, if we're going to do this, we are going to be service oriented. my charity is Go Red for Women. You have yours, and so I'm really, really excited that this collaboration is going to also bring awareness to sudden cardiac arrest.
Absolutely. I know we're going to kind of collaborate on some stuff with that. Because again, with Sam's knowledge, the little bit of knowledge he had with the CPR, he used that not just to save my life, but to help me from being a totally different person. Because the longer someone's without oxygen from a sudden cardiac arrest, the more brain damage they're gonna incur. The numbers with sudden cardiac arrest are around 10% of people survive them. That number is obviously, it's less for an out of hospital SCA, but it's that first responder and that quick action. Even if you don't quite know what you're doing, just hopping in and doing something is going to have a huge impact. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to getting involved with that more with you, Rachel. It's going to be fun. And hashtag Heart Sister.
Exactly. So that's great. So now I want to move on to, you guys have these amazing designer kits that you sent Dixie and I. And
so nice.
Oh my gosh. So we talked about this in High Point. I remember you guys explaining this to me. I remember visualizing my fingers in all of these, little penny tile things. And that's exactly what you guys did when you set up your booth at HD, which I thought was so brilliant. I think it's so important to create experiences to differentiate yourself, other than just going booth to booth, vendor to vendor. It's really hard. We get so saturated, especially on, when we're going to these trade shows, multiple days. By day 2, we kind of hit a saturation point, right? I mean, right, Dixie?
Yeah.
I know I do.
Blaze is over. You just kind of walk around going,
everything kind of looks the same,
yeah.
and so I thought that was really brilliant that you guys did that. I love the
incorporating the concept of play.
We've kind of got a special opportunity in terms of how we've set up our company and our manufacturing. We don't manufacture the majority of our products out in China. We actually manufacture them in Phoenix, Arizona. So we've got an amazing team there at our factory that puts together mosaics one by one, make sure every chip looks amazing. If it's chipped or discolored, it actually gets tossed. So, and we're making sure people are employed here in the U.S. But another thing that gives us the opportunity to do is create custom mosaics with the molds that we have. So we've created a program called Design, Play, Create, emphasizing on the play, because designers design all the time and have a fun time. But we want to bring that play back into it because we know there's so much creativity. And this gives you an opportunity to customize more for your project. So you guys have what we sent you out, which was penny round molds with a variety of chips that we have in stock ready to go. So this program, Design, Play, Create, is actually going to give designers an opportunity to create a custom mosaic specifically for their project. So if you're looking for a specific color combination or pattern, or you just want to be really creative and your customer wants something that they know is going to be unique, that's what this program is. And it's going to be as simple as taking the molds that you have, putting together a design, taking a picture, and sending it to us. And then we're going to be able to make that within a couple weeks. So, a couple weeks. And we would not be able to do that if we were manufacturing overseas.
Right.
So, we're trying to bring something that's really new and unique. And this is a program we're doing exclusively for designers because we know that the designers are the heart of everything that's going on with the materials and the styles and everything like that that's going into people's homes.
Go ahead.
I'm so excited. No, I'm so excited. So I have a question. Are you able to, we send you pictures, are you able to show us a repeat, or is that something we have to do
Yeah, we're gonna be able to mock up the repeat. That's one of the challenges that I've had when I do it. I'm not a designer, but I always try and put stuff together, and it never works. So you definitely learn how to make it go together in a way that's going to repeat the right way. And
Yeah, because
sometimes
you think about like you want the corners to do a certain
right.
thing, and so I can see how that could work.
Yeah, and one of Donna's first designs here was a diamond pattern, and it was a gold and black diamond, but the corners were all white. So when you put that all together, you actually get a secondary diamond pattern that's just white and black. It's a really cool effect, and sometimes you don't even realize what the result of the repeating will be, but we do mock that up. We make sure it's going to work, and then we can, mock up a sample, send you an actual physical sample of it to confirm that it's something you want to roll with.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
It's a lot of fun, and it doesn't change the cost. It doesn't change the lead time because it's the same process either way. We're taking the chips that we have on hand, we're putting them one by one into the mold, like Dave says. Some of these molds have several hundred chips in them. And the techs that we have putting these together, they handle over 1 million chips a month, each one of them. But that's all they do. And they take the order from start to finish. It's not an assembly line. It's not going to get passed from one person to another. Because when you're manufacturing mosaics, one thing you learn is even if you're doing a random blend, everyone's got their own signature. So if you want that consistency from sheet to sheet, and we want them to have pride and ownership and accountability over the product they're producing, then that was the way to do it. And our team loves it. And we know that for our customers, we're providing as high a quality product as we can.
Okay, so at some point I'm going to have to come and see this factory, because I'm drooling right now over the thought of how all of this plays out. I'm a little bit of a factory geek, so.
Yeah, and we'll have some content on our website that'll highlight the process. Right now it's just text, but we shot some video down there, and we will show that process from getting the chips in the molds and placing the chips and the quality control that goes into that, putting the mesh backing on it, which is a special process for us too. We use a special glue that doesn't emulsify in water, so it's not going to come off the sheet when you cut it with a wet saw. Nice. All the way to the packaging process where we use the foam infusion that expands and completely immobilizes it. Every step, you're only as strong as your weakest link, right? So if the packaging wasn't good and it showed up broken, it's not a good product. So we make sure that we have that every step of the way.
And you're speaking to my nerdy heart.
Dixie,
really
we're definitely gonna get you down there to Phoenix to take a look at the factory.
Absolutely. Well, and I have to say, one of the things that I've loved is going back to the whole play aspect. If when you're a kid and you've got your building blocks or your Legos or whatever it is, it's like that again. But it's work at the same time and doing dual purpose. I love it. Someone
compared it to a night bright, which is pretty on point because you're putting those pegs of light in there. And, we're using the molds as part of this designer kit program with the buttons or the penny rounds, like Dave said. We're going to have the 1x1 squares. And we're going to have the elliptics because they really lend themselves to geometric patterns, and you can put branding into it. The sky's the limit. I mean, I don't know how many different combinations you can make with a chipboard that has 300 different chips slots in it, but it's on the order of huge numbers,
Give me a few minutes. I'll calculate it.
Yeah, we can hammer that out.
I know you guys hammer that out. Maybe I'll just.
That's an exponent. You got to do something to the. 300.
What are we gonna do, Rachel?
I don't know. We'll figure something out. Something fun, obviously. So fun. Thank you for sharing my book for those YouTube watchers.
If anybody wants to know what I'm doing right now, I am opening up Marketing for the Staging and Design Industry by Rachel Moriarty. Amazing. Not just for designers and stagers either. Pushes visibility.
Quad box book party.
What?
I might have taken some screenshots right now. Just saying.
Yeah, there's a ton of great information for any business owner that wants to increase their visibility or marketing strategies. I've really enjoyed it, and it's been exceptionally helpful.
Thank you. Thanks for that plug, boys. Yeah. Well, by the time this airs, I will have been to the factory which I'm so looking forward to. So maybe on the outro, I'll have to do a little update.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what, tell us with the design kits that you guys received, what did you guys create?
Diagonal stripes, some patterns. I pulled all the color I could find, which wasn't a lot.
Which we're working on. We are going to be adding
there was
Rachel
some
Moriarty colors.
beautiful like metallic, sparkly metallics, and I can't remember what the color there's a blue one that I loved. But it's just been a blast just playing. And what's so funny is so you talked about using the word play as sort of the middle bit, and you're right. We as designers, we don't play enough. Remember, Dixie and I really had to go after like finding new habits, because we become so engrossed in what we do, and we don't create for fun anymore. And honestly, it came, and there was a little bit of my perfectionism kicked in, and it was like, it was almost like, okay, I'm going to make this awesome pattern. But then my daughter got in there, and she just like started, and I did a Facebook Live of her, or a video or something, Instagram story, and then that, watching an 8-year-old do it without even, just get like, oh, this is fun, without any blocks or anything, it kind of freed me up to be like, just like, it's just possibility, just play, right? And so I actually appreciate the kit just for bringing that back into my life, just that, just play, just experiment.
Well, at HT Expo, we had 300 plus designers stop by our booth, and these designers have worked with Mosaics for a long time, but they'd never actually played with them. They'd never actually one by one created a design. So it was fun to watch that. The reaction that we got was amazing. So
I think too, what you're getting at is work should be fun. It should be something you're passionate about. And this Elegant Mosaics for us has been a really refreshing, for me anyway. We've been doing rock bottom since 2008. And sometimes you kind of get, trapped in the cycle of a business, and you don't have the ability to push in new directions or work on the structure of it in a way that opens new doors. And being able to do this and put the fun and put the play back in it and make it more of a networking thing instead of just an email thing has been a breath of fresh air for me.
And the tactile aspect of it, actually getting to physically put the buttons down in there, the tiles down in there, just adds that extra layer. Because anybody who knows me knows I have this thing about touch. Like, I touch everything. I don't hug people, but I touch everything else. I don't know what to say. So that's the best thing for me. I'm trying right now. I'm working on some spirals and some DNA inspired.
The double helix, maybe.
Something we're looking at doing too is we had
I swear we're gonna have to
separate us.
The double helix. Okay.
Lord.
We had a really great guest to our booth come by, a designer that was out of California and also Colorado, and they actually had a nonprofit for autistic children, and they actually proposed to us providing some molds and chips for their program, because the kids just love that tactile feel and creating stuff and being focused on something. So we were really excited about that idea, and are definitely going to be following up with them and doing what we can to help with that program.
I love you that. I know. We love the Cohen brothers so much. So our last question that we always ask our guests is why visibility matters. And I think you guys are the perfect candidates to answer this. I'm interested to see how Double Helix answers it versus.
Who do you want? Double Helix to go first? That's a great nickname.
Go ahead, Double Helix. Take the floor.
Well, the first thing I want to do is I want to give a bit of a shout out or some much due credit to our father, Les Cohen. He was quite the personality in the community we grew up in. He was always at the forefront, hosting charity auctions, the Azalea Festival parades, and the manager of the Chamber of Commerce. And a big part of what he did was he would be in front of people at different events in different ways. And I can still ask people, everyone who's from Brookings, Oregon knows who Les Cohen is because he was visible. And I think we've got a little bit of his personality. So, you know, we wanted to connect with people on a personal level. Like you said, the internet's a tool. It can be impersonal, but you can also flip the script on it and you really leverage the reach. And we had to put ourselves at the forefront instead of being a very straightforward kind of marketplace for the products. We had always said, here's what we carry, here's the pricing, let us help with your project. But we were, I think our best assets were stuck behind the curtain in a way, because we weren't telling our story, we weren't connecting with people, we weren't making that connection that lets people know that we're going to provide the right level of service, they can trust us with their business, that we're here for them. And that's about visibility. It's about people being able to see who you are, put a name to the face, and trust that you're going to be there for them.
So for me, you know, it's about branding, and it's not just about your products. So there's a story behind everything, and I think that connects with people a lot more. And we love Mosaics, but you know, we're also you know, brothers that are in this business, and we're trying to do the best that we can in this world, and we want to put ourselves out there. In terms of branding with it, the visibility is huge. For 10 years, we did rock bottom tile and stone, and we always wanted to put ourselves out there, but we never really pushed ourselves enough. So we'd do a video, and you know, we'd edit it, we'd worry about it being perfect, we'd do this or that. Maybe we wouldn't even put it up because we didn't like it. One of the things in terms of you know, getting to know Design Talk Live and you know, you guys with Design+Style and other Facebook Live people, just do it. You know, we go on now, we were starting to do the Facebook Lives, and we're getting a really good response from it. And we do it, it's over, it's out there, you're branding.
And Dave never watches it again.
I never watched it again. But it's, you know, it's connecting. It's connecting. And if you're a business owner, you're always trying to figure out ways, well, how do I connect? How do I connect my product? How do I connect to the right people? Tell your story. You know, people are going to be interested in your product, and they could be more interested in you and what you have to say. And it adds to. So for us, it's been really huge since we started doing this towards the start of the year. I think, as you guys can see, we've gotten a really good reaction from it, and we're not going to stop. So we're going to keep pushing. So you're going to keep seeing us.
Yes, we're really excited about what we're doing. I mean, the product it lends itself to doing this kind of thing more so than Rock Bottom did. So that frees us up to do it, and it's really exciting. I think we got to a point where, you know, our story is worth telling. You know, you hear people tell these remarkable stories, and I think our story is pretty remarkable. I think a handful of months after Dave had his cardiac arrest in our office, Jess had a seizure when she was 7 months pregnant with Avery, and Avery spent 40 days in the NICU. And I had another situation where family members left in an ambulance not knowing what the outcome was going to be. And to come out on the other side of that, I know there's people that have those situations and they're not, it doesn't turn out as well. And I just feel really fortunate. I feel like I got to make the most of it. And we're very grateful for every day that we get to work together. You know, Dave and I own a duplex together. We live next door to each other. He gets to see his niece every day. And I could be there by myself. And I'm not going to not think about that because it gives me perspective on what we have. And just, you know, couldn't be more grateful, and we're not going to hold anything back when we do it.
Dixie,
I know, you too.
I can't, you guys keep tearing me up.
It's all good. They're all good.
So if anybody out there is thinking about doing video and trying to push yourselves to do it, just step over that line and do it. People are going to like it. And if they don't, who cares? You know? So, yeah, get out there, tell your story. You're part of your brand and you're part of your business. And it all adds to it. So it's awesome for us. We're enjoying doing it as well. So.
Well, thank you so much, Cohen Brothers, for coming on. We love you guys. We love Elegant Mosaics, and I'm really looking forward to working with you in the very near future.
We're excited. We love Design and Style, and we're really looking forward to Rachel Moriarty line this year with Elegant Mosaics. You guys are going to have to check it out because she's going to bring some cool stuff.
I will. And bring the color.
Check out the book. Love you guys.
Bye, Dixie. Bye, Rachel.
Sometimes when it comes to visibility, it's hard to know where to start, how to start, what's truly important. Maybe you've already started, but instead of getting anywhere, you just feel lost and confused. Maybe you see others making great strides, but it seems like you're getting left behind. Or maybe your once successful visibility efforts just aren't getting you the attention they used to, thanks to new technology and an ever-changing industry. It's time for a change. It's time to take control, to stand up for yourself and your business. It's time to become a visibility warrior. Join us today at visibilitywarrior.com.